Hello and welcome to the Creator's Garden. I am called Harpy, and today is yet another Testing Tuesday. So, once again, on Testing Tuesdays, we usually have just sort of smaller artistic projects that we like to work on. Maybe some stream-related activities that may or may not happen. But generally, we're just here to have a nice, chill, artistic time. How many times am I going to say artistic? But I hope I'm not the only one. And so today we will be working on some more character cards for the people of Sanctus. And Headpats. Oh, hello, Alfie. Welcome. And Meryl, you too. Welcome, both of you. Right. That reminds me, I do need to keep it to live chat so everyone can see each other. Once again, thank you for the head pats. Goodness, I wasn't expecting them this early. But in any case, without further ado, I'll go ahead and move on to the main camera. So as usual, we have some blank Bristol trading cards to work with. Actually, we only have one so far. And that's okay, because after this Bristol paper based card, I was thinking I'd start practicing and see how well these watercolor trading cards might take to alcohol markers. So that'll be something to look forward to. Before I begin though, I will say that in past streams I may have mentioned that I was working on looking into some other crafts and other hobbies. One that I recently learned was how to use a sewing machine. Because I thought, if I learned how to use a sewing machine, then I could probably make some cute, fun fabric-related crafts. Like making my own plushie or my own bags or something like that. In fact, if any of you have heard of an Ida bag, I saw those, and I thought, those are cute. I wonder if I could make one. It seems relatively simple enough. Famous last words, am I right? But, that being said, I did make an attempt. I will not say it was a good attempt, but there was an attempt. So, as you can see, I was very messy with the seams. I was just mostly trying to figure out how does one put it together, kind of like puzzle pieces or like building blocks. Because I kind of did a thing where I had some scrap pieces of cardboard lying around and thought those might help give it a little bit more stability, but perhaps it needed more stability and perhaps more exact measurements. So all in all, I made a fabric box. And hello, Alpha, welcome. Glad you can make it after your own art stream. As usual, if you guys like looking at others' original characters and seeing people do art, I would recommend Alpha on Twitch. Just enjoying some dinner right now? Awesome. Yeah, it is a little bit late for you over there, isn't it? But, yeah. I think that's about all the news I have, except perhaps one more little surprise, since I wasn't expecting having so many people here at the start. Goodness. But I do have one little thing I'd like to show you guys. So if you're watching, I know I am called Harpy, and usually this is the form I like to take. Sometimes I change clothes, but I technically am able to shapeshift. And, oh, speaking of, I might actually consider trying to also start streaming on YouTube. Still looking into things. Ooh, I hope you do. Because there is technically a raid feature, but I think you have to be, like, you know, like able to be monetized before you're able to raid others. But it is possible to raid others if your channel gets monetized. As far as I know, at least. I don't know if they changed that. Just happened to be awake this time when you started streaming. Was also having a chat with Verity over writing ideas. Ooh. Writing prompts. Always fun. But yeah, I won't keep you waiting. Still have to look into the technical details. Of course, of course. You take your time. But yeah. Ta-da! I am the Borb princess. So, yeah. This is a new form I can take. And, I don't know when I'll use this. This is probably something I use intermittently. Like, this could be good for, like, maybe reaction-based stuff, or I don't know. Met the story idea I had that's been bouncing around in my head for months. Yeah. Like, getting creative feedback is always, like, it's always helpful. You know me, I'd rather slow to do things or get the ball rolling. I mean, you know, some things just take time, and that's alright. But yeah. But I think I've started with enough chatter, enough stalling. I will start working on... I think I want to draw Piro, because I don't think I've done Piro as a card yet. Let me just double check. Yes, I have not done Piro yet. I have done Mac last time, but I think we're gonna go with Piro this time around, as he is the manager of the Snapdragon Club. It isn't very like some of it enough to want to use it in a setting too. No greater honor for a humble goof like me than someone liking my ideas or homebrews. Yeah, I get that. In any case, I will go ahead and get started on sketching Piro's card art. So, oh, you know what? I forgot to do a thing. There we go. I really forgot that. I put that away last stream for reasons, but that needs to stay up there. thinking maybe I want him a little bit more off to the side over here. Because he is a bat monster with a flair for the dramatic. Not quite sure I'm liking that pose though, so redo. Control Z. Because I'm thinking the main things I want to show off with Puro are his wing arms and his flowing cape. But yes, I hope everyone is doing well. Or at the very least, well enough. Also, if you're able to, let me know how the audio levels are doing. I know sometimes things can be a little bit out of sorts, and I admit the connection to the Creator's Garden is not always stable. But hopefully it is stable enough for our purposes. Audio seems fine. Can hear you just fine. Thank you, both of you. Not sure I'm happy with that arm placement. I'll have to rethink that a little. But that's alright. think I will need to remind myself what sort of outfit I wanted for Piero, because I was recently doing some redesigns for like a cohesive uniform for the Snapdragon Club employees. So let me see if I can just find that really quick. Here's the one that I think I'm mostly going to go with. And let's see. I think I'd like to call in Feather King really quick. Feather King. Oh, there he is with my boba. Thank you, Feather King. He is the Borb that brings me treats. Sorry about that. I think some of the Borbs were getting a little jealous and I had to go get them snacks. But, as I said before, we have the design right here, so now it's just a matter of making sure I incorporate it correctly. Getting an odd sense of deja vu from Piero's new outfit, but I just can't quite place it. slowly starting to get somewhere. Also has a tail. Then we're also going to sketch in where that border is, because I'd like to know what's in frame and what's outside the frame. I think for Piero's background, maybe I'd like to sketch a little bit of what's inside Castle Nightmare, because that's where Piero lives. He lives in basically the dark, creepy castle that's on the outskirts of St. Flora. But I've never quite solidified what it looks like on the inside. I've made vague sketches and drawings of it within the grand opening, as well as, I think it was just a grand opening. I'm not even sure if I drew it in the Wanderer's Tale. I think it was all just the grand opening. But yes, Castle Nightmare, its design is something that I have kept very, very vague. And I think that is something that I really do need to pin down, especially since it is something that I kind of need to bring up. So that might be something I do a little bit later on today, is finalize what Castle Nightmare looks like. That's a good one. I think this is more or less, at least a sketch of Piero done. But for the background, maybe because there is so little background to work with, maybe I will just have it be like Castle Nightmare in the distance. As it's usually seen in the comics, it's just off in the distance in vague silhouette, like, ah yes, there is dark, spooky, creepy castle in the distance. What does it actually look like? I don't know. But I think that'll be fun to figure out today. I think I've drawn it in the past as like kind of large house but with 2 side castle towers. But I'm thinking because this has a history of belonging to the Nightmare Fae, I could add a little bit more uniqueness to it by just like making it a little more spiky, a little bit more I don't know. I mean, this is all going to be silhouetted anyway, so I won't think about that too hard. Let's see, we got boo. Don't need that, and this, and this, and a little bit of this, and maybe a little bit of this. Luckily, we have a lot of blue to work with. Just need to be very careful. Foreground elements squared away, because otherwise I have a tendency to just kind of go over lines I didn't mean to and be like, oh no, I did not mean to do the line art on that. almost done with Piero's line art. Looks about right. Okay, and then so we got the line art pretty much figured out. Just solidifying where the contours of everything is and just making sure that we know what we're doing. And I think it's a pretty decent start, but I'm very much looking forward to the coloring, as I'm sure many of you are. Some quick light blues. A little too light, but this I feel like might be good for a decent shading over here, perhaps. Hopefully the other blue I have is a slightly darker shade, so I can use that for the webbing for his wing arms. Perhaps this marker is a tad bit juicy. Hopefully not too much so, but seems fairly decent. So far so good. that way. And now I can grab some more golden yellow and a lighter yellow. And hopefully that'll give us a nice gradient to work with. Right. Maybe some light purples into pinks in the background. feel free to let me know what you guys are making. Because there's a lot of stories out there. And I know there can be some good ones. And even if they're not your magnum opus, it's just fun to create something, you know? Like when I think of why I decided to start drawing, I guess I just like to imagine things a lot. I like to imagine what it would be like to wear these types of clothes, or what if I could be in this type of situation or live in that sort of place. And you know, they can be fun. You know, in moderation, of course. Just like all good things. But I think creativity can really lead into some very interesting things. Almost done with this card. think I just want to use a little bit of the white gel pen and then I'll call it good. Not perfect, but I think it works. So I think that's going to be the front of this card all done. All there's left to do now is to just sort of cover the back of it. Now, unlike the previous cards that I did in another stream, I don't have a Borb sticker to put on the back of this, and I don't want to use my chibi sticker for this. It's gonna have to be a plain black backing, but that's gonna be alright because it's not like we're really gonna see this much anyways. Speaking of trading cards, do you guys care for collectibles much? Like, what makes you decide to get into a certain sort of collectible, whether it be trading cards or any other thing that's meant to just be collected, or do you have to have a whole set? it'd have to be like a piece of media that I really care about. And usually I'd just be going after, you know, my top favorites. And I don't really care too much for rarity, but sometimes it turns out that my favorites are also the rare ones, so sometimes I just can't be helped. And I'm gonna try something out really quick. Because I would like to stretch my wings a little bit. Okay, fascinating. Fascinating. Okay. So yes, we got one card done, and I am thinking of like taking a little side tangent to maybe work on some like sketches of what the Nightmare of Castle Nightmare looks like. But yeah, I'm going to grab a new sketchbook. Well, not new, but one that I've been working on anyways. And let's see, I'm thinking of using this page right here. And thunk, because of course there's a thunk. But I will be right back after a quick break. And I am back. I was just looking up some references for some potential things to add to Castle Nightmare. But I hope you guys didn't mind too much, whether you were in chat or watching the VOD. It is always chill here. Goodness. A little tea down the wrong tube. Okay. So I guess a couple things about Castle Nightmare is that while it is currently Piero's home, it was not his originally. Someone did build it. It was meant for a different purpose. But it was abandoned, and thus Piero took it upon himself to move right in. A little bit of finders keepers in there. thinking the way I'm gonna go about this is to maybe make some individual pieces so that I know what they look like on their own without being blocked by the other pieces, and then figure out what sort of formation I want to put them in later. Pardon me for being a bit quiet, I'm just concentrating. I'm sure there are many artists out there who can relate to just being in the zone and being just very locked in. Thing is, I don't usually tend to draw extremely extravagant things, but I think the builder of this castle would want something a little bit more on the extravagant side. I think that probably goes for all people who wish to live in a castle. They crave the extravagance. Opulent and imperial. Oh, was that a hydrate for me? Thank you. It's so hot today. Oh goodness. I hope you're staying cool too, and hydrating yourself. But also, hello, welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. I remembered to put it on live chat this time so I can actually see you. You are hydrating, you are real, you are in chat. That is correct. Also, because you weren't here when I showed this earlier, But even though I am called Harpy and I'm usually in my Harpy form, I am technically a bit of a shapeshifter. So it's doing pretty good. And I have a new form I'd like to show you. Ta-da! I am Borb Princess. Bro is Borb, indeed. Borbomg. But yes, I'm not sure how often I'll use this form, but it is here. And you know, sometimes I just feel like being a cute little round thing. As that is what a Borb is. You're cute, thank you. Alright, I'll go back to being chill. There we go. But yeah, so earlier in the stream, we finished a character card for Piero, the manager of the Snapdragon Club. But doing the background for his card, since that is supposed to be Castle Nightmare, which is where he lives, I figured every time I drew Castle Nightmare, it was always like in silhouette or just very vaguely drawn. I never actually solidified what Castle Nightmare looks like. So I thought I'd take a moment to do some concept sketches for Castle Nightmare. Just a small little tangent, a little bit of a deviation from what today's stream is. But after I'm done, you know, if I think I've run out of ideas for what Castle Nightmare looks like, I'll go back to doing character cards, because even though I've run out of the Bristol trading cards, I do have some watercolor cards that I can test out and see how well they take to alcohol markers. I assume they'll do well, but we'll see. Let's go. We gotta go spawn camping. Oh, you saw a mythical Pokemon. Ooh, good luck. But yes, I think I am slowly coming to the conclusion that there are kind of going to be a lot of curves and spikes on the castle, with just a tinge of like curliness to it. I'm getting somewhere though. I think Castle Nightmare may be one of those things where I just have to make another reference sheet for. I think these are some decent preliminary concept sketches for Castle Nightmare for now. It was a very interesting tangent. But I think we're good to move on to the next character card. As you can see, the watercolor card is a lot more textured than the Bristol paper one. At least I hope that comes through on camera. But certainly looks like it could do very well. And you know what, since Vakshi's #1 fan was just here, we can go ahead and do Vakshi next. we run into the never-ending question of how do we want to pose and just essentially frame everything. I feel like that's probably one of my biggest hurdles when it comes to making a new picture. What's the pose and how do I want to frame it? I also feel like creative projects like these, it's like having a lot of choices. Like, yes, the sky's the limit, but also the sky's the limit. I'm thinking I kind of want something like maybe a looking back type of action pose. Something where he's in flight. Using me later. And Maxie does have big compound eyes. So they are partially like bulging off. To draw him in his work outfit as well. Not his Captain the Bee Guard outfit, which I have already like drawn reference for, but his chef outfit. this turned out to be a lot more involved than I had initially planned. Because of how involved this picture is, I might not actually have room for a background in here, but I might still include maybe like a little bit of the hive in the background. Though technically you couldn't see the hive from inside the building. Probably like incorporate it somewhere. Maybe it's just a poster of the hive or something. And if that's the case, I'll probably just like put it up here. Kitchen stuff over here. Some countertops, that sort of thing. And I think this is a good preliminary sketch. This is his work outfit, so I should be mindful of where all the colors are. Their outfits look like. But I wasn't too happy with the color placements I did on the initial run. So I'm gonna hopefully fix that. I think I would like to take another small break to stretch my wings and I will be right back. back. And welcome back, Kana, to the chat. I see you're once again back to being our top fisher on the stream. By the way, Kana, I have a couple of things I want to show you. First of all, ta-da! Borb princess form. I haven't thought about that. Oh, Headpat's a little bit too high, but let's see. There we go. Very gently head pat. Aura pats. But yes, thank you. Also, it's very funny. I just changed things around and now I'm getting the hydrate noise notification, but I'm not getting the fishing noise notification. Very odd, but that's okay. Honestly, the hydrate noise notification is more important anyways. But the other thing that you missed is we did Piro's character card. Okay, it's bugging me how it's not as red as I would like it to be. So I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and add a bit more red in there. Still not great, but it'll do. Yeah, nothing on the back really, but that's there. And blame trickster Borbs for shuffling sounds around. Honestly, yeah, I do blame the Borbs for that. Piro's so handsome, I love him. Handsome bat boy. Yeah. And we also did some concept sketches for Castle Nightmare, because in the background of Piro's card is the silhouette of Castle Nightmare. And I kind of realized that I never actually solidified the design for Castle Nightmare, so figured I'd try to do that. And I think this is a good start. I'll probably make a proper reference sheet for it at some point. And then I started working on Vakshi's character card. Because Vakshi's #1 fan was just here. Just a bit ago. I don't know if he's still here, but this is for him. Love the building designs and another cutie. Yeah, I try. Not all the building designs are bangers, but you know. But yeah, I think right now my current thing is that I'm trying to solidify where exactly the colors are on Vakshi's outfit. Get away with actually yeah. You succeed, successful Harpy. Now. What's Vakshi's cafe order? I think Vakshi. The thing is, first thing that comes to mind is like milk tea with honey in it. But I was also trying to think of what else he might, and I'm just like, he's not as much of a coffee guy. But I think he would like milk-based drinks. He might like horchata, actually. Okay. That's a little rough. I'm not really good with repeating patterns, as you can tell. You know, maybe I could just... Yeah, just fill that in. Why not? Yeah, horchata. And you take your time. We're just chilling here. And I hope those of you who are in chat or watching the VOD will tell me all about, like, what characters you could see visiting the Snapdragon Club. What do you think they'd order at a cafe, huh? or if they were going to the Snapdragon Club for dinner. What do you think would be their type of order? Would they order a pasta? Would they just get a salad? Would they get like a meat and rice type of dish? Because Bakshi is basically a vegetarian, so he would probably go for like more plant-based types of food. Like maybe a pasta every now and again, but it's not his favorite. You know, I forgot to add where the wings are because he's in flight, so that's where the wings would be. Okay. So we have the line art. And it's a little bit of a mess, but don't worry. We'll get there. And I think to get there, we're gonna start with the colors we know we want to color in. And probably save the outfit for last. So I think what I'm gonna do is start with some oranges in the very far corners of the borders. Some more prominent yellows over here. Oh yeah, this is the watercolor type paper, so we'll see if this adds anything or doesn't change anything at all, because sometimes the paper quality can affect how a medium looks. Chiffon too light. And then I'm thinking maybe a super light blue for his outfit. But also cool gray 50 for his eyes. She always has the middle squares blank so that they can be used as the highlights of the eyes. That's my little cheat code for it. Just a quick dash of red for the mouth. And a little bit of brown for the insides of the hive. And welcome back. just in the midst of coloring Vakshi's character card. Maybe. You know what? I think I might keep his outfit majority white. Like, I thought about making it different, but honestly, having it mostly white just kind of fits with the chef theme a bit better. It's like, yes, you can have chef outfits that are different colors, but I don't think I'm skilled enough to make that. I think what I'll do, since this is all in shadow, I'll just kind of shadow it like that. And let's not use that end. There we go. It's beautiful, thank you. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna add a little bit more white lines to indicate where the wings are helping him fly. But other than that, yeah, I think we got it. So there he is. And while it does seep through a bit, it also doesn't, like, it hasn't like gone all the way through. Still, he's gonna get the same black backing treatment with the brush pen as soon as I can find it right here. Just so there's a nice uniform color in the back instead of just splotchiness. Although I suppose this also tests how well it'll take to the ink, which I'm assuming it will take to it fairly well. Best chef, I'd buy that cake so fast. Well, Vaxie would very much appreciate it. You know, as well as the other hosts of the Snapdragon Club. Best to start off with the edges first, so that way I'm not as much of being at risk of accidentally getting ink on the front side, because I have done that a couple of times. Though I still need to get that. And oh, thank you for the head pat. Heat pat. Spelled it wrong last time. I was like, where's the giant hand? Well, there's your problem. You were trying to smack me into the sun. No, I wouldn't do that to you. No, I know you wouldn't. Besides, I don't have any such thing that you can do. The worst I have is a bonk. And if any of you out there think I deserve more bunks, well, you're going to have to come to the stream to do it. Oh, is that a hydrate? Thank you. I think you did bunk me already, even though you didn't mean to. You saying bonk activated it. It has been done. You have to censor it. I'm not sure if censoring it would make it that much better. I dread what seeing that censored would look like. Yes, it's still going. Okay, it's gone now. You're free. It's okay, Kana. You're still amazing and beautiful. We appreciate you. Oh dear. Okay. So are you? Aw, thank you. Stream Elements, I will fight you. What did Stream Elements fish up this time that you're so angry? Because I can't hear the notifications. I don't know what you guys are fishing. But in any case, here is Bakshi's card and Piero's card. I think it's obvious I was a lot more inspired for Bakshi's. A huge catfish. And you love them? Thank you. And what's interesting is I have not shilled all stream. So, this is what happens when I don't have my notifications or, like, stream elements telling me to, like, remind you guys to like, comment, and subscribe and all that. I just don't do it. I bet some people like in the watching the VOD later are being like, "Oh yes, please keep forgetting to shill." But I gotta do it at least once a stream. You know, for the people who are new and don't know. For the people who are here and have already like commented and are like sharing stuff around, you're already here like every stream, or at least watching the VODs all the time. I already appreciate you a lot, and I appreciate you like going through the stream. Or if you're just skipping the parts where I shill, that's cool too. I understand. Do an all shill all the time stream. But yeah, just a quick reminder that if you like my art and would like to see more of the Snapdragon Club series, then I do also have a Ko-fi link if you're feeling super generous. You can buy me a boba, you can become a visitor of Sanctus, in which you can get a borb attributed to you, or you could also buy some stickers based on the characters from the Snapdragon Club, as well as stickers of my Harpy form and my Borb form, which I still don't know where that went, but you'll be able to see it on the Ko-fi shop. What's also on the Ko-fi shop are emoji versions of some of the Borbs that you see on stream. So, and those are free, so yeah. Even if you don't end up buying anything, you can at least get some free Borbs. Please take some Borbs home. There's only so much space in the creator's garden for them. I'm not saying they're multiplying, but I mean, I don't think they can multiply. They shouldn't be able to multiply. I hope not. The stickers are amazing. Yes, thank you. One of my happy customers. And I've actually had a couple of happy customers so far, so yeah. Let's see. What else can I do? I probably won't be streaming for far too much longer, so I think what I'll do is I'd like to share off more of my my sort of journaling. As you can see, I've been documenting all the different types of flora that you can find in Sanctus. Here, let me just go ahead and center that for you guys. There's a lot of them that are specific to Sanct Flora, actually. The building gourds and the furnish oaks. I really do like the furnish oaks, actually. Like, can you just imagine you can just grow your own park benches? And then they're just beautifully like that, and then they're like comfy enough to lay on. I also like the baustrums too. Like, those are delicious looking. I would have some. And the crawling willow actually made a small appearance in the tale that I'm working on, the actress's tale. Still not sure about blood blossoms. I'm not sure if they're ever going to make an appearance, but we'll see. We also have some megafauna that's found in Riok. So if you've ever read or watched The Hunter's Tale and wondered like what sort of big creatures that the hunters are used to taking down, it would be these guys. And then I have several non-illustrated pages on the anthrofolk of Osen, which it's a lot. And then if you ever saw any of my past streams, I did make some like fantastical minerals, and I've only just started writing down the journal entries for them, but their pictures are in here. So that'll slowly be filled out as well. Just don't think about how many borbs are there each week. Don't question it. You want to grow a canopy bed? Ooh. That would be very interesting. Like, I'm sure there's furnish oaks for all sorts of different, furniture. But then you just gotta be really careful and creative with the placements of them so that they can still, be connected to the soil and the ground so that they can properly stay healthy. Otherwise, you just be getting, an old, brittle furnish oak, and nobody wants that. But yeah. I think that'll be it for today's stream. There wasn't a whole lot going on, but that's okay. I actually have plenty of pages of the actress's tale coming up. There are some that are sketched, one that is fully inked, so I'll be ready to color that by Friday. So you guys can look forward to the continuation of the actress's tale. And it is slowly coming to a close, which I am also very excited for. So I'd like to thank you all for joining me, whether you were watching the VOD or you were here in chat. I appreciate every single one of you. And as one last call to action, I hope you'll consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the VODs, or even sharing the comic dubs or the animatics around if you feel like it. If you haven't already, of course. And if you're feeling super generous, once again, the Ko-fi is right up there for either donations or subscriptions or buying stickers. So, once again, thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you guys again very soon. So, see you later. Bye.